Hey there, I'm just going to take you through a couple of ways of how you can add contacts to your database. New contacts, this is new inquiries, whether they've called you up or whether they've walked into your store. Obviously, most people have been using paper-based systems pre-GDPR, and some people will continue to use those and then shred them. Some people are moving, certainly if they've got an online CRM like Travel Traction CRM, they're moving to using whiteboards to be able to scribble on and then wipe off, because sometimes it's easier just to write the information down if somebody's talking to you very fast. So actually, part of the managing your client database in a more effective way is ensuring that during that initial phase of a client approaching you, a potential client approaching you for a quote, that you get them on your database. And historically, this has definitely not been the case. And I've gone around all of our clients and I've said, and how do you give out someone, if I walked into your store and asked you for a quote, what would you have done? In lots of cases, they'd say, well, I'll take your name and telephone number and I'd call you up with the quote, or I might write it down and print it out and give it to you. And I said, and what details do you keep of that client? They said, well, we don't really keep them. We just let them go off with it, which is just... it's not madness, but it's a shame, because you spent money getting that person in, whether you're paying for rent or whether you are doing adverts. You've paid for them to come in, so you really need to get them on your database. Estate agents have been doing it for years. Sit down, have a cup of coffee. I'll take all your details. We're going to put you on the database. So you've now got to do that. Actually, you've got to do it for GDPR anyway, because GDPR says that you need to send a privacy policy to the client. So how do we manage that with the CRM? Okay, two ways. I think the best way is to simply get the client to sit down, slow down, and add them as a contact. So let's just dive in here, and we're going to just add them as a new contact here. We're in the contact section of the CRM. And we're just going to write down their name. So I'm going to call it Clive Smith. So we don't need very much details. We'll just know it's a Smith family, and we want his email. Okay, so there we are. That's his email, and gmail.com. And okay, I'm going to take his number, and away we go. That's all you need. Then you can write some general notes about him. But that's literally all you need to add as a contact. And then we'll just click on save. When you click on save, you get to this familiar view. This is like the file of your customer, like you had them in those brown files that you keep in the cupboard. It's got everything to do with your customer, whether they've got any tasks or reminders or notes or any inquiries or quotes, everything to do with your client. And it's also got email lists. So once I've done that, I'd probably say to the client, we're going to send you an email with links to our privacy policy, because we're going to keep personal information as part of this quotation process. And the guy would say that's fine. So in this instance, Clive would say, okay, that's fine. We're literally just going to click on email lists, and we're going to select the list. So I'm in a demo account, so I'm going to click on demo list, and it'll load the segments that I've got set up in our demo list for email marketing purposes. And this is the bit that's really good, because you've got lists split out and you can become really granular. So as you're having a discussion with the client about their interests and what sort of holidays they're likely to have, then you can tick those, and that means in your email marketing program, when you're sending out emails, you can send them to specific segments. So it makes your emails much more relevant to the client. So in this instance, let's say that Clive's interested in safaris and luxury holidays, and when we click on save, you'll see here that it just saves it and it updates the email marketing database. Okay, we're done. What else has happened as part of this process is it's sent an automated email. So let's just jump into emails. And the email we've set up for this list is every time somebody gets subscribed to the list, it sends out an email that welcomes them to your business. So in this case, we're saying we'd like to be able to help you find your next holiday. And we've also given a link to our privacy policy, and we've also given some other links back into our website. So it's a really nice, friendly and informative and professional way to say hello to somebody. It gives them an opportunity to unsubscribe, which is important, but it covers your GDPR your GDPR requirements, and it ensures that they get on your marketing database. So even if they don't buy the holiday from you this time, they're on your database and you can continue to market to them. It also obviously looks great on email, on mobile. So most clients will open emails on mobile phones, so it's important that it looks good on that. So that's the preferred way. I think that's the best way of doing it. It's nice and professional, and having done that, we can then click on inquiries and we can just create a new inquiry from them. As you know, when you click on new inquiry, then it already picks up the contact name, so that and it obviously assigns it to you as you're logged in, and you can write the brief down accordingly. So that's probably the most easiest way of being able to get them on your list and make sure they're on the list. The other way, and if you're in a real hurry, if someone's just called you up and they're in a hurry, it's just to go straight to inquiries. So let's go straight to inquiries. So in this instance, we haven't added Clive to the database. He's just walked in the door or just called us up, and we just want to put the new inquiry. So let's go and click on new inquiry. So the page loads. We'll put in here, he wants to go on a safari to Botswana. Okay, so that's great. And the contact, so we're going to start saying, and let's say it's a guy called Stuart Smith. He's come in, so we'll type in Stuart Smith. Stuart Smith doesn't exist on the database, so if it doesn't exist, then you just click on will be added as a new contact. You've obviously got to put in Stuart's email address here, and we'll do that. And having done that, you can then fill in the rest of the details, the budget, the destination, and what have you here. So we'll just write in test for the time being, because rather than going through anything, and click on save, and we can see there Stuart's inquiry. He'll also have been added to contacts, but let's just click in contacts, and you can see here that he's added as contacts here. We only need to click in manage contact. The only thing that doesn't match up in terms of adding the inquiry, the name quickly within inquiries, is that we can only add one field. So we can only add a surname field in inquiries. So what we do is we just transfer across the entire name here that you've put in, and all you need to do is add in Stuart here, and then just take out the Stuart there, and then that's added them in. You've got their email address, and that's all good. You can just quickly save that. Once you've saved it, go to email lists. This can all take place after the client's finished a telephone call or when they've left the shop. And you can see here that we can just add the client to the list, and the automatic email will go. So those are two ways that you can add a new inquirer to your list: either going to contacts first, adding them in there, adding them to your email list, and then creating the inquiry, or simply creating the inquiry, you've got all the details down, then going back into contacts and completing the profile and adding them to your email list.